Okay, and welcome to the Rondo. We're back. It's your boy AA hosting. As always, I'm in a good mood today. You can see I've got my top on, man. I'm really repping LFC today, man. Hey, man. Someone said 6'3". Anyway, let me not get into it. I'm going to get a bit carried away. You know what I'm saying? I'm joined by a stranger.
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been away for a bit. Not like that, but you know what I mean? I'm back. Clocking Keeks, you know what I mean? Yeah. Arsenal's finest.
Yeah. Indeed. And I'm joined by my co-host, the regular here. He's always here.
You know, Chelsea's very own Marcus. Here we go.
Cool. Oh, sorry. I was trying to work with the producer slickly in it.
Man, trying to make it look natural.
Yeah.
You're like...
it wasn't so natural. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm trying. You guys know I'm not a good guy with the subtleties, so and whatnot. But hey, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. So cool. On today's podcast, we're starting off with the Liverpool and Spurs game. Of course, that was the headline game of the weekend. Does this game mean that the title is Liverpool's? Just maybe, yes. But anyway, we're still game by game, we're underdogs. But moving forward, we'll then talk about United Bournemouth. We think that's the other big fixture of the weekend. They lose again at Old Trafford. They lose by 3 at Old Trafford. They are in the bottom half of the table for the first time at Christmas. It is, honestly, man, it gets almost boring talking about how bad they are. But we will. Anyway, don't worry, we won't. Then we'll do a match roundup. Arsenal, of course, played. You know, very emphatic win against Crystal Palace. Chelsea played as well. 0-0 draw. Oh, Everton looking great again. Isak scores another hat-trick and lots more. And then we'll do a little preview of the games to come in the weekend. I'm thinking of doing that instead of a bonus topic. If we have a bonus topic, we have time, and maybe you guys can mention what you want. But without further ado, Liverpool, Spurs. Spurs 3, Liverpool 6. What's your thoughts, Keeks? Before I come in, man. I've been doing a lot of talking, so I'm gonna let you guys, do a little bit of analysis before I come in and, tell you my thoughts.
Yeah, no, obviously, Liverpool been in form. You know what I mean? Probably in terms of attacking play, probably been like the best attacking side in the Premier League. But when you're looking at it, yeah, like you put this Liverpool side up against Tottenham's high line. It's a recipe. It's a recipe for disaster. You know, like, and something has to be said about Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, 100%.
Because to persist with these tactics, and you know how Liverpool play. Salah running in behind, Luis Diaz running in behind, the midfield trio making runs in behind, McAllister and everything. Szoboszlai running in behind, and you still persist with these tactics. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And I saw the stat today that said that Tottenham are, in terms of Premier League rankings, they're joint 20th in terms of expected goals against.
Damn.
Everything.
No, the stat's crazy. I'll tell you here. So, defense in December for Spurs. Goals conceded 12, 20th. Shots faced 85, 20th.
Damn.
Shots on target faced 37, 20th. Expected goals against 13.5, 20th. Big chances face 25, 20th. It is bad. It is bad.
Does he need to get sacked?
Oh. They're 11th in the table as well. I still wouldn't sack him, I don't think.
What more do Spurs want? Let's be honest.
Well, they want someone that that's not in the bottom half of the table, bro. Spurs should be, Spurs have invested quite a lot of money. Now I know it has been on younger talents, but you think about the infrastructure that they have as well. They need to be challenging for top 4 at the minimum.
They're still finishing a European spot this season.
You think so?
Yeah.
If they turn it on, I do think he needs to sort it out though.
I feel like the problem with my problem with Ange and Spurs is that Ange wants a lot more for the club than what the club want for themselves. You can tell with Daniel Levy there's a poor relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I would say that Ange's tactics are not going to work until he gets better players, full stop.
Yeah,
as a guy who's too persistent on playing this high line, you need to get better players in.
And a good squad as well, I think that's the thing.
So if you're not going to invest in Ange, you might as well let him go.
They spent a lot of money though.
Younger players though, I think that's the problem.
Yeah. But what's the young kid they signed, the defender? Archie Gray. Yeah. How much they spend on him?
20 mil.
Yeah, 25, 20. I think it was 30.
It was 30?
Somewhere close to 30. I think it's like a 25, 27 mil.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's playing centre back today. That's not where he plays.
But alright, cool. Tottenham, obviously we spoke about the infrastructure. Should be challenging, you know what I mean, for top four and maybe a bit more as well. They've invested well. Squad, you could argue, has a decent core going through Romero to the midfield, Basuma. Then up, you've got like Son and everything. And you have to look at the gaffer here. And it's like, you come into a big game, you're at home, you're against Liverpool, definitely the most informed team in the league. And you still persist on playing the same way. It doesn't make sense. A high line against Liverpool. Like, Liverpool's attacking players, yeah, like the wingers, Salah, Diaz, the striker. They're probably the best at making forward runs in the whole league. And you play a high line again. And then you get battered in the first half. It should have arguably been about like 4-0, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. So then you go in at half time.
You don't change.
You deliver your speech. And then you come back out and it's worse.
I do think there does need to be more of an element, because you're saying that there's like they're disjointed there, like in terms of Levy's not going to invest. Postecoglou needs investment for them to be good because he's not going to change the way he plays. But at the end of the day, bro, you're at Tottenham. So they're never going to have the best players. Even if you invested a bit more, you're still going to need an element of pragmatism to be successful there. And I do think you can be attacking, but he's got to get a bit wiser than it, man. It can't just be my way. Like,
especially
I think
against the top teams.
Against the top teams, you can play the high line at times in the game. Yeah. But bro, even like, I just thought what was so poor. Like, so we were 2-0 up, cruising, making chances off chances. Should have been more than 2-0 up. They actually got it to 2-1 because we made a mistake. It must have been like the 40th minute. You have to make sure your team goes in at half time at 2-1. You're probably could have been about 4 or 5. You got 2-1 here. You got a life, and you're at home. If you get in, the crowd is still revved up. When you come out in that second half, going to be on them. We score again and make it 3-1. And the players have to take some responsibility as well. Not going to lie, but I still think that the manager's got to encourage them to not be doing, certain things. For our third goal, Spence, their left back, presses Trent, our right back. Bro, this is at 2-1. You could go in. That's the first mad thing. Trent clears it up to Szoboszlai. Dragusin goes for a risky header that he's not going to win. Flicks it on. It's like a Sunday League goal that we scored. You know what I'm saying? Goes up, flick on, and then suddenly we're throwing goal. Oh, yeah. They need to sort it out, man. Otherwise, he's going to get sacked. He's in the bottom half, and it'll be a shame because I think he's a manager that has a lot going for him. But I said to you, sorry, on the car on the way here, at the moment, like, you look at Spurs, it's like when they were like Spurs. It's not really it's not a Spurs that's reminiscent of the Pochettino times. It's like a Spurs you're watching back with Wande Ramos and Tim Sherwood and Andre Villas-Boas, that team where you can go to White Hart Lane, they can be 2-3-0 up, and you're thinking,
that's not only nothing.
It says we can still win 5-3 here. You know what I mean? Which is exactly what happened against Chelsea. So it's a problem, man.
They concede way too many goals at home as well. 6 today, 4 against Chelsea, all in the space of a month.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
where's the shame?
There's no shame. That needs to be like, all right, cool. I've seen in the big games we're very weak in the defense, or our high line doesn't work. Just drop it back a bit deeper. It's not that hard. I feel like he's used to being at Celtic, where he had by far the best players in the league. He could play that high line and be at no risk to them.
Like, to be fair to them, obviously, like, their main 2 centre backs have had injuries this season.
Yeah.
So Romero and Van der Ven.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, this is where you see the expertise of a manager come out. It's like your 2 centre backs are injured, and you already play a high line. Surely you must have enough sense to be like, all right, cool. Maybe the centre backs I'm putting in right now, they're not as good. I don't trust them as much. All right, cool. Let's take that high line back about 10, maybe 15 yards, and we'll just set up a bit deeper and then try and play our same type, like, style of football, and then go from there. But this guy, he's still stubborn and arrogant and wants to play the same way, even though he hasn't got his first choice players. Like, bro, that's not good enough, man. That's not good enough.
Played this Liverpool's hands.
Yeah, he played into our hands, man. But anyway, I feel like we're speaking a lot about Spurs. There's a certain team that scored 6 today. So can we speak a little bit about them? Yes, I will. I thought going forward we were electric today, man. That first 30 minutes, like I said, it should have been about 3 or 4 chance after chance after chance, man. Trent Alexander-Arnold in that first 30 minutes, bro. I feel like him. I mean, we spoke about it the other day. Like this season, kind of. I feel like Van Dijk, Salah, they've both adapted so well to Slot's tactics. Trent was the one where it wasn't quite seeming, because he was a big part of our gung ho kind of football. He was trying to kind of adapt to it. Today, he showed us that, you know what I'm saying, that attacking side of his game can truly blossom on the Slot, you know, because some of the passes, it was a beautiful balance. Like we were just like kind of playing all our nice passes in between, and then Trent would just go
Hollywood.
Like Hollywood. And he was just timing it correctly, man. The assist to Diaz was out of this world, man. It was different.
But I don't want to chat about Spurs again, but the reason that Trent was able to do that is because Spurs was playing such a high line.
Yeah,
so they had some opportunities to do so.
They did give a lot of opportunities, to be honest. But yeah, no, I think he was a big positive. As we said, Szoboszlai, I even made a TikTok on him before I came. He was actually my man of the match. I know Salah and Diaz got the goals and the assists and whatnot, and they were electric. But Szoboszlai, like, he's a player I've been quite critical of. Haven't felt like he has enough quality on the ball for a Liverpool attacking mid for a majority of the season. But today, I've got to give credit where credit is due. Szoboszlai today, bro, that baby KDB line that I dropped the other day, you know. No, I'm joking. No, but honestly, Szoboszlai today, man, he was fantastic, man. He looked like a Hungarian Kaka at times, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The way he was driving with the ball, the way he was combining with players, he was making the right decision. Like, they could not handle him, man. And it isn't because I think he benefited from there being so much space, but he got a goal, he got an assist, he was involved in McAllister's goal as well. He was honestly one of the best players on the pitch, man. He ran it today, man. He looked really good, man. So hopefully he can kick on, but he's still one where I'm like, but more of this, and we'll be in a good place, man. We'll be in a real good place.
So we're almost getting to the halfway point of the Premier League season.
17 games in.
How much pressure is there on Liverpool to win the title?
There's a fair amount of pressure. We're there. We're leading. I still think it's early. Still think Arsenal are the team where I think they still pose a big threat. I think Chelsea do pose some threat as well. If we lost it to Chelsea, I'd be very disappointed though. So I'm not really expecting that. But I wouldn't.
Why would you be disappointed?
I don't feel like you man have finished the article yet. So considering I think Arsenal are. I think they're just Arsenal are apart from in here.
Okay.
When I look at their team, it's there.
So you feel like they have the squad and the team to...
Arsenal have the squad to win the title. They have a squad to win the title. Yes, you could improve.
A lot of Arsenal fans will say they don't have the attack to do so.
I think you could improve the attack, but it's still a top team. Listen, I think this title is going to be won in late 80s. Arsenal got, what, 89?
Last season.
They have the capability to do it. Like, yes, an attacker can make them a fantastic team, but they have enough to win the league. It's there. You even look at the games where they've dropped points this season. Yeah, but it's the mentality, losing concentration, not really kicking on. They have enough, in my opinion. So I think you still have to be very wary of them. I still think they can go on a great run, as they did last season. So we need to keep on winning, which I think we can do. I do think we're in the driving seat, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
One thing I will say about Liverpool, this season, obviously the man, he's not in the Premier League no more. I don't even know if he's in football anymore. But the way this season is going, it's making me look at Jurgen Klopp a little bit. I'm giving him the side eye right now.
It's ridiculous.
And I swear, there was even a report that came out saying that the players internally, they think that these couple of tweaks that Arne Slot has made could have made the difference in like the past 4 seasons or so at Liverpool.
4 seasons, and it's like a stretch, maybe last 2 or 3, mate. But I think that's what.
But they said. You saw the report.
I saw the report come out.
But it's like, when you're seeing the way your team's playing now, attacking wise, the midfield, the way he's using Gravenberch as the 6, McAllister's playing. Obviously, McAllister isn't in the 6 anymore and is playing a bit more of an advanced position, which we saw him benefit from doing when he was at Brighton. The defense is looking at a little bit more sturdy. Probably a benefit from the midfield being more secure now as well. It just makes me look at Klopp and I'm like, these little tweaks that, you know, that Arne Slot has made, whether it's player profile or if like switching of positions, little tweaks in the formations, the tactics, like it just makes me look at Klopp and I'm like, were you all the way there? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but those tweaks go against pure like Klopp philosophy, so he was never going to make them.
Surely there has to be an adaptation of, like, to be a great manager, surely there has to be an element of adaptation of your tactics. We've seen Guardiola have 5 iterations of this Man City team, and that's the reason why he's been able to go on and achieve these heights.
Between them.
So all I want to say is like credit to Arnslot, credit to Liverpool, but the person who this does not look good on is Jurgen Klopp now.
I don't think it looks bad on Klopp. I think it's for me it's it's even more credit to Klopp because it's like because Klopp has given Slot such a great team for him to take over, bro. This is his team. And a lot of what we're seeing as well is Klopp muscle memory in terms of like that attacking, the free flowing, the way that our players are, the way our players are hungry to run in behind, the IQ of their movement in behind. Those are all Klopp things. Yes, I think Slot's done lots of good little tweaks tactically, and he's a different manager to Klopp, who might be more adjusted for the modern era. But listen, football changes. I don't think it's not any indictment on Klopp at all. I think that's ridiculous. Also, we got to win it. So I think it's too early to say now. Remember, Klopp has a Champions League, a Premier League, Club World Cup. He won everything. Certain managers, who are in there right now, there's nothing there. So it's very easy for their legacy to come in and maybe be taken over. So I think we need to let's just be guided here. Let's just be guided and let's
because
be
your
respectful.
profile picture's Jurgen Klopp.
I love that guy. But I just think it's a benefit. It's like I said, it's the Bill Shankly to the Bob Paisley. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
we don't know who they are.
Yeah, you guys don't know no history, man. But cool.
Arsenal versus Crystal Palace.
No, firstly Salah.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Okay, Salah got two. I'm not gonna do too much of Salah because we need to move on. And listen, his
goals were like
Salah scored and assisted again. Shock.
His goal was like it wasn't a great goal though.
Yeah, no, but that's not the point. But have you seen how many goals and assists he now has this season?
14 and
15 goals and 11 assists. Let me say something right now. You lot right now, yeah, please do not let Salah have a 30 goal and 20 assist season. Because I'm telling you, it is going to start getting very crazy. I'm going to start calling out, yeah? I mean, I'm coming for Thierry. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, hold on. You're getting ahead of yourself. Because Salah always falls off second half of the season.
But I'm saying, if it happens, but it's not looking like, I'm not sure. There's no AFCON. We're not playing as intensely. We're not playing as intensely anymore, so he's able to preserve his energy. All I'm saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying is don't let it happen. Because if he gets a 30 goal season, 30 plus goal season, and he bags 20 plus assists, very scary conversations. For your guy, I don't know who else you go. He's already taken over Hazard, but anyone's guy. Rooney, he will be the PL GOAT attacker. I can't lie. Like, there's strong conversations for him being.
If he's above Henry, is he not the PL GOAT player?
There'll be strong conversations. Uncomfortable conversations for some.
As the Premier League
good conversations for me.
Never in my lifetime. That's not happening.
As long as he posts that Christmas tree, Merry Christmas post, it's calm, man. We're good.
But if he does that type of season, it's crazy, no? Henry, we should have. Everyone applauded Henry for the 2020 season.
It's not just about the stats.
I know. But everyone applauded Henry for the 2020 season. If Salah hits a 30-20, that's never been seen before. That type of productivity, efficiency, it'll be very scary. But anyway, no problem. You can move on now. I just had to give that warning out there.
Give your warning.
United Bournemouth.
Yeah, United Bournemouth. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Really embarrassing, yeah. Really embarrassing.
I know they've just got a new manager in, but this is like, yeah. Are they going to finish top half this season? You got to ask yourself that question.
You don't know. The thing is, because Amorim he's done a good thing in the fact that he's not changed his style of play, which I think is the big thing that these United players have got away with. Managers have come in, tried to play one way, realised, with the pressure at the club. And if I go this way, it's gonna get crazy for me. I'm gonna lose my job. Let's get pragmatic. Let's play on the counter, which isn't really what a club like United should be doing, especially at home. He said, no, we're gonna play on the halfway line. We're gonna push up. We're gonna try and play, but it means that there's gonna be some pain, and we're starting to see the pain. 3-0 to Bournemouth. That's back-to-back 3-0 losses at Bournemouth. Hey. But that's bad.
Can it ever get too bad under Amorim this season, in your opinion?
No. Not unless they're going to get like relegated or something.
So if he has a season like Chelsea did under like Potter.
You started looking.
We finished 12th that season.
United can't finish bottom half.
They might. The thing is, the manager
he can't let that happen.
The manager's already braced the fans for this. He came out and he said, listen, at the beginning, it's gonna be bumpy times or whatever he said, and then eventually, hopefully, things will get better. So he's already thrown that statement out there, and he threw that statement out there for a reason because he knows what the squad looks like.
Well,
the
fans
squad
won't take that in.
on paper, that squad is diabolical.
It's
awful.
He shouldn't finish bottom half, bro. Bottom half.
The squad's not good.
The squad's not good, no.
But if he does, what do you think happens?
I don't think you'll sack him, but there's a question mark on him. There's no point sacking him. Like, it's just.
Can you really judge him until he gets his players in?
Nah, he needs to get his players. That's what I said. There's no point sacking him, but they need to finish in the top half of the table. So he needs to turn that around.
There's someone I want to focus on though.
Oh, okay.
Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez. Man United fans, when he first arrived, they were chatting the most. He's one of the best centre-backs in the league. He's better than Saliba. He's up there with Van Dijk. He's top 3, top 5, or whatever. You're starting to see now, this guy, he's not ready for, maybe he's not ready, but he's not cut for the Premier League.
He's not a centre-back.
Being that height and being a centre-back, it's a recipe for disaster. And you know what the worst thing about it is that I don't even think that's his biggest flaw, his height. It's his positioning. Okay. Loads of times I see teams, they'll break lines and then suddenly they're through on his side and then he's having to chase back. And then there's other times where I think it might have been the Semenyo goal or one of the goals today, and it's there, the ball's there for him to make a challenge, try and get the block in, and he's just too slow. He's off the pace. He's off the pace severely.
That's the thing with him. He's quite short, not too physically imposing. He is aggressive, but that can only take you so far. But then he's also quite slow, which I clocked last season. I was like, you being slow as well is physically when you're coming to get up against top attackers, what do you really have?
You think you should move to the left back?
The left wing back position, that's the thing, because the left wing back position that Amarim plays, you got to be up and down that. So I don't really think he suits the system. Because the way Amarim plays, the wing backs are Amarim really, ideally, need quite a lot of high physical profiles, which is why United look so bad at the moment, because you want the wing backs to be able to get up and down, be quite real athletic and quite direct at times. And then also those wide centre backs, because the wing backs sometimes go when they press, they need to be able to defend channels and defend quite a lot of space.
Asking Lisandro to defend channels is it's a recipe for disaster again. Do you remember that time when Salah made him turn his back? Salah made Lisandro turn his back on his career. He sent him one way, then he went the other way. But that's something that, if you're watching Lisandro, that happens to him a lot. Where the other team attacks down the sides, down the channels, and then he gets caught out there, and then it's just a quick maneuver, and then he gets done. The guy is not that good.
Even midweek.
And the worst thing is that in terms of what is actually the best position for him to play in this system? I don't know, because he can't play wing back because he's not mobile, he's not agile enough to get up and down the pitch. You put him in that left centre back position, then it's his responsibility to defend the channels. You put him in the middle centre back position, somebody's just gonna put a massive 9 on him, and he's not gonna win any duels and aerial duels or anything. I don't know,
to the system, and that's the problem. It's with United, they've got a lot of players that aren't good enough. And the players that they're just sitting on, and then the players, it's weird. They basically they have players who are suited to the system but just aren't good enough. Then they have players who are decent but they're not suited to the system. So it's a bit of a difficult one. Like I said, they do need to improve a bit defensively though. In spite of that, attacking wise, they are creating chances, which is good, but then their attackers aren't finishing the chances. So
I don't know why they bought Xerxes, I'll be honest with you.
he's awful.
Yeah. Lastly on United, Rashford. It's now been omitted from 3 squads.
Yeah.
They didn't score today. Højlund had chances. Garnacho had chances, displayed poor decision making. Should he be leaving Rashford out? What's to happen with Rashford?
I feel like the club's decided that Rashford's leaving, so I don't think at this point there's any. They're gonna play him, or they need to play him. He's out the door in January. It's looking like, so
they better make sure he leaves in January. I think if he doesn't leave in January, it's creating a lot of noise, and it's also not really making a lot of sense because Amarim at the moment doesn't have a squad which is good enough. So
if they can't sell him, they'll push him out on loan.
You push him out on loan.
Get the wages off the bill for a while.
I think Man United are in an awful position. Like, from a business and footballing perspective, I think it's just awful. Like your squad is not good enough to leave Rashford out. Whether he's starting or whether he's on the bench, it's not good enough. So there's that perspective from the footballing side. But then the business side, it's like, obviously we've heard that they might be slightly financially constrained and everything, and they need to raise funds. Obviously Rashford, homegrown player, obviously I think you're able to like realise them profits a lot quicker.
And Chelsea know about that, don't
they? And everything. But then it's like you create this whole drama around him, which in turn you let all of the clubs out there know that he's for sale, which erodes the transfer value. Now we're having to look at loan solutions. Are there going to be suitable like loan solutions? You're probably going to end up having to pay some of the wages and he goes out on loan. And then even like usually if there is an obligation to buy after the loan, it's significantly lower than what it would be for an outright transfer. So I just think like this whole situation is awful from a footballing perspective and business as well.
You said that they're not good enough to leave Rashford out of the squad. Does Rashford add anything to them right now?
Yeah, he's got more quality than Garnacho and Højlund.
He hasn't shown it in a while.
When he played the other day, he scored twice.
He scored twice. He wasn't actually good in that game. Like, I
don't think he can score. I think he adds something, but yeah, I think you're right in the sense that I don't know if he's a very Amorim type of player. So I can understand why Amorim hasn't really taken to him. Yeah. They probably I think all of those things you said about him being pure profit, him being etc. Him being, well, I mean, before they went and did this, him being quite like high value in the market anyway, in relation to other players, and him being on big wages. I reckon the club probably told Amorim that, and he said, looking at him, it's not that deep to me. He's not really the type of player that I want, because I think Amorim wants to, really instill those good values, someone working hard, and Rashford seems to become disillusioned with that. But that quality. So I think it's fine him leaving. I just think they've done everything so United, so messy. So I think it's probably the best solution for both parties, but they need to try and, for him leaving in the long term, but I guess they've done it now, so they need to try and make sure that they do something in January to make sure that he's off the books. Which
would any of you take Rashford at your clubs?
Nah, not at Liverpool. Nah,
he's gonna be another Sterling. I
think he needs to leave the league.
Probably. What I want to say firstly, I want to big up Bournemouth because they've been actually very.
I wanted to talk about them. Yeah.
Obviously, they have Iriola as their manager, who's like giving them a good attacking style of football, and I think they have the second most XG in the league this season. They might not have been finishing a lot of their chances. They have Van Nelson up top and other players, but they create so many chances.
They create a lot of chances.
Against United today, it's like, I know it's embarrassing for United, but you got to respect what Bournemouth are doing as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Going away to Bournemouth, like most of the top teams have struggled there. Arsenal struggled there, City struggled there, Chelsea won. We also struggled there. Now we have United doing the same. So I just want to big them up, and they're gonna probably finish in like the.
United didn't go away to Bournemouth. They came to Old Trafford.
I'm sorry,
and slapped them 3-0.
Even worse.
Even worse. Exactly. Yeah. I feel like they'll finish in the European spot this season. The way that
you think so?
Yeah.
You don't think they'll maybe tail off though?
Conference League. I don't know. They don't have the squad.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I feel like the manager's getting a lot from what he has right now.
Also, their football's quite high energy. They press really well, so I don't know if they'll tail off. I definitely think they'll come top half, which I think for Bournemouth is excellent. I think they are going to come around like 7th to 9th. Which
Conference League is
7th, yeah. Just 7th. So
unless we get the extra Champions League.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I think they're doing great. I really like their manager. And yeah, they're an excited team, and they've got some good players. They've got some decent players. Semedo, good player.
Yeah, Semedo.
He's had a good season. Kluivert, how'd you say his name?
Yeah, but I don't think he's been alright.
It's the striker, Ivan Milson.
Yeah, Ivan Milson.
He looks good.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been good. Yeah, no, decent team. Cool. Match roundup.
Palace.
She started with Palace Arsenal. 5-1, emphatic.
Saka injury, emphatic.
Oh, yeah. It gives me endorphins. I do hope you're alright, man. Never.
Oh my God.
No, honestly. It's just business. Days. It's just business. Nothing else personally. I wish you the best in life, man. But seeing you on those crutches, it was. No way.
You're a horrible person.
No way. Come on, man.
Have they said how long he's going to be out for?
The rumours floating online is that it's 2 months. That's just rumours floating. But obviously,
can you
have
survive
to do
2
the
months
scan.
without Saka?
No.
That's a high grade tear.
Okay, all right. Being an Arsenal fan is very confusing right now. It's so confusing because it's like on one hand, Saka being injured, January's coming up. Does it force them to go and spend and get a winger?
Saka, okay, cool.
So there's that side. Then obviously it's like a few of the players had better performances. Obviously Gabriel Jesus, 5 goals against Palace in 1 week. Obviously it's Crystal Palace or whatever, but still you're still showing a bit of form. It's just a weird position to be, because it's like, say before the season started, if you'd have said to an Arsenal fan, like, you'll be third in the league, but I can't even remember how many points. Like, you're a few points off top, yeah, and then in the Champions League, like, table or whatever.
It's not a few points; it's 6 points.
All right, 6 points up top, and then in the Champions League table, like, you're high up the table as well. You'd probably take it, because, like, from the past seasons we've seen, like, okay, cool, having a good start to the season, it's lit, but obviously it's the business end of the season that counts, and you know what I mean. It's about catching form at the right time. But on the other hand, it's like you've been watching these performances and you just know that it's not good enough. But one thing I will say about Arsenal here is that it's that the start of the season it's not been good. It's not been good from an attacking standpoint. But at the same time, from what we've seen over the past 2 seasons, whether it's you take the start of the 2022-2023 season or the second half of last season, you would expect it to click at some point.
Okay.
And all it takes is one, maybe a Gabriel Jesus, maybe a Martinelli to eventually catch form, and then the attack starts like to get going with that defensive stability, and it's a different conversation. But it's just a weird. It's weird.
So
man.
that
It's
means
weird.
you still think that Arsenal have the squad to win the league then right now? You feel that we have the attack to win the league? You don't necessarily need anything else.
No, we need.
You said if one of these guys clicks,
yeah.
Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus.
But this is why we need
team.
to sign players, because it's that unpredictability of what I'm gonna get on match day. Is this guy gonna be on form? Is he gonna be off form? And when you're competing for leagues, trying to go for Champions League, you can't afford to have that. I don't know what I'm gonna get from 3 players week in, week out. Martinelli, Jesus, Havertz, Trossard, whoever. Even though I like Trossard. But yeah, like you can't afford to have that, which is why Arsenal fans are crying out for the owners to go and spend the money for people who have the ability to deliver week in, week out. So yeah, that's weird, man. We'll see what happens. That's the stance as an Arsenal fan right now. We'll see what happens. But a good win though.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was going to say Arsenal 1-5-1.
Yeah, good win.
Good win. Happy with the win.
Yeah, happy with the win. Nice to see us score some open play goals.
Can you win the title?
They shut up the haters a bit.
Okay.
Everybody was saying, Arsenal can't score from open play. Shut up. Like, bro, we're boilers here, man. Like, you know what I mean? We play ball here, so yeah.
Are you going to win the title?
Why are you putting this on me?
We're asking for big boy questions now. You don't have to swear.
Will Arsenal win the title?
Will Arsenal win the title, yeah.
Straight yes or no, or with contingencies?
Straight yes or no.
Straight yes or no.
Will Arsenal win the title? Yes.
Oh, so you'll win it?
Yeah. Arsenal will win the title.
Okay.
I don't need to wear this, do I?
Yeah, wear it.
If you want to put me in the
Why would Arsenal win the title?
I'll put it on.
Above
Yeah,
Liverpool
put it
after what you've seen.
Why will Arsenal win the title?
Comes down to manager pedigree.
Right.
Okay.
I think Arteta, after the past 2 seasons that he's had, I think I'd like to think that he's gained enough experience to know now when it comes to those challenging games, when it's in the running, to know what to do. The record that we have against the top 6 teams, and those are always big. They're usually big indicators of, you know, who's going to go on to lift that trophy. Like our record against top 6 teams, I don't think we've been beaten by a top 6 team in the past 2 seasons, maybe 3, something like that.
Yeah.
So all of those factors combined, plus like the overall level of the squad, arguably we have the best defense in the league, and they always say that defenses are what wins you league titles.
Okay.
I think it's there to be done. I just think from this December all the way through to February period, just keep it close. Liverpool will eventually have their difficulties, and then you just, you know what I mean, you counter on that. I think every team at some point in the season goes through some hardships. It usually happens. I don't think you guys have gone through your hardships yet with like injuries or like with suspension. Certain decisions are going against your way. So I think I'm confident still.
Okay. You said manager pedigree, so you feel like he has pedigree above Arne Slot?
Yeah, definitely.
Why is that?
He's been here. He's challenged 2 years in a row. Arne Slot's just come. He's had a good start, but probably just a new manager bounce, if we're being honest. He's come in.
Manager bounce doesn't last this long.
It doesn't last it, but it can do. You know, it's when you're winning.
This is quality from the manager.
It's quality.
You got to praise that a little bit, no?
I'll give him some praise.
Let him talk.
I'll give him some praise, but we'll see if he's a good manager when certain things start to go against you, and then if you can, you know what I mean, start to correct things and so forth. So I think, yeah, the past 2 seasons that Mikel Arteta's had, he knows the squad, he knows the players, he's got the defence, the midfield is solid. The attack just needs to click, and you'd think that it will click eventually. Hopefully they sign someone in January. But yeah, no, I think Arsenal are in a very, very good position to win the league.
We'll see, man. That was cute.
Yeah, so much for a Rondo. So much for a Rondo.
Rondos are different now, man. Well, that was nice, man. I'm not sure about having more pedigree than Slot, though. I think he's...
Premier League pedigree, yes.
Premier League pedigree, yes, innit? But as an overall manager, this is Arteta's first job. He's done really well, but you know, at the end of the day, he only really has an FA Cup to show for it. Slot's won an Eredivisie.
Yeah, he's actually won a title. I'm not like it was
Feyenoord is that who are not? They're like maybe third, fourth, in the league. So yeah, but yeah, no, it's true, yeah. But Roberto Martinez won an FA Cup. So you know what I mean? We can go bar for bar. You know what I mean? Like. Well, anyhow, quickly moving on into match roundup. Enough on Arsenal.
Isaac. That's all we're talk about.
Yeah. I was going to talk about Chelsea, but yeah, let's talk about Isak. I think that's more...
We could talk about Chelsea, but Isak, like, hat-trick.
Hat-trick today.
Best 9 in the league? Question.
This season. Yes. Not overall, no.
In terms of overall being a 9, is he the best in the league?
No.
Yes.
No.
Let me tell you why I say yes.
But you say... So you're saying Isak is better than Haaland?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
Okay, listen to
Okay. Explain that.
Okay, cool.
I said best 9 all round.
All round. That's what I said.
Bro, he's not. Just because you're more balanced doesn't mean you're better than someone.
Okay, there's that, yeah. So Haaland is the best goal scorer in the league.
Yes.
Let me read this properly 1 second.
He's the best 9 in the league.
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah, and I'm telling you my thoughts. You're on the Rondo, you express yours. You're a big back, man.
That's crazy. Man, I'm starting having Christmas dinners already.
Haaland is the best goal scorer in the league. Yeah, you put him in front of a goal, you're gonna trust him. Most of the time, not recently, but you're gonna trust him to finish the chance. But as an all-round 9, Isaac has so much more to his game. And what I will say about the comparison between Isaac and Haaland is that Isaac's playing for Newcastle right now. We've seen Haaland mostly at Dortmund and right now at City. City is a high-flying team, or they were a high-flying team. They were doing very well. Yeah. Very good players around him. If you put similar players next to Isaac, his numbers are also going to go up. They might not reach Haaland levels, but with the other sides of his game, with the way he links up play, the way he dribbles on the ball, like his all-round 9 play, I feel like it brings him to an equal level. I feel like when we see Isaac at that Real Madrid or Liverpool or something like that, we're going to see both of them in the same regard. Maybe Haaland's still getting more goals, but you'll see clearly that Isaac's just a better striker for the team.
Okay, no, decent argument, but I still think it's contingent. I do think Isak has the capability to be a better 9 than Haaland. He's an amazing talent, I get your argument, but I need to see it. So he does need to go to that top club and do that. I think it's another thing to do. It's one thing to have the capability, which he does have. It's another thing to go to a Real Madrid or Liverpool, go and get 25 plus goals, go and do everything that he does outside the goals, and then I would say fair enough. But at the moment,
to do it though.
Yeah, fair. But at the moment, I would say Haaland's gone and done that, right? Like Haaland's gone and won a treble for City. He's gone and broken the goal record. He bagged goals at Dortmund as well. So he's done it. So I think you can't say.
Do you have Isaac in second then?
Yeah. Isak is the second best.
One question for you to play devil's advocate. Often the argument will be like, what if you put this striker in Man City's system? How would they perform? But actually, if you put Haaland in Newcastle's system, obviously they play a lot of like counter-attacking football, fast pace. How do you think that would look?
With the players around him, he'll be good, but they don't have very creative. Like they don't have the Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, they have Bruno Gomes, who's good at driving the ball forward, he's good at picking up passes here and there, but he's not going to get you 10 assists in the league season. Haaland's benefited from having someone like Kevin De Bruyne who could find those passes to him. I don't feel like Newcastle have that same sort of football. They don't play counter-attacking football. So they're very mid-block type of team. Yes, they have a very physical team that do like to throw players forward, but it's not counter-attacking. So I don't know if it'll be as good as you lot are saying it is. I still feel like Isaac works very well for that system because he's able to hold up the ball, able to link up the play and bring in players like Gordon. And his dribbling progresses Newcastle up the field so much because they do kind of play a lot of teams who like to mid-block it back against them as well.
Yeah.
And Nottingham Forest, when we saw them play not too long ago.
No.
Flip it. How would Isak look in this current Man City team?
This current one?
Yeah.
Like right now. Yeah.
Everyone's looking mid in this team, bro. This team's
Even
bad.
Haaland looks meaty right now. He hasn't
team's-
scored a goal in like his last 6 games or something like that.
Swear?
Yeah, Premier League games.
Well, that's mad.
He got 13 goals really early on in the season.
Yeah, I didn't know it's been that long, but I know he's been struggling for a while. Yeah, City look really bad at the moment. They're really bad, man.
They lost to
They lost to Villa. Yeah, they were going to be next up.
The Morgan goals was quality. Morgan Rogers.
Yeah. How bad is it for City right now though?
They got Everton next
Away.
at home.
I think they'll be fine.
You think so?
Everton, like
Yeah, they can
I
set
can't like
up shop.
Everton are another team. We need some.
They're hard to
plaudits,
beat,
you know?
bro. Like Arsenal drew against them. Chelsea drew against them.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this run? Everton's run was meant to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, City. Obviously, the Liverpool game got cancelled.
If they
God.
get through the City game, you have to give them big.
That's 3
plaudits.
games in a row, top teams, and they haven't conceded yet.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah, City actually, when I think of that, they probably will struggle. They're looking all over the
They might
place.
not lose, but I don't.
They might draw.
Probably another no.
Yeah. Sean Dyche, man, he knows how to defend. But City losing 2-0 to Villa.
2-1.
I think 2-1, yeah. Sorry, Foden scored at the end. He finally did something.
Bang.
But I think we've spoken about how bad City are quite often. But Aston Villa, I think, is an interesting one.
Duran's taking the place of Watkins now, and he's like scoring every single game. Like, very impressed with them. Like,
I like Duran, you know. You talk about Isak. I think Duran's another one, like, real top talent now.
he's better.
No. Isak's much more proven. I actually think he's probably a little bit more talented as well, a little bit more rounded and better in some areas. But Duran is another one in terms of, I think Duran's what, 21? I think 21 and under strikers in Europe, he's my number one, man. I think he's him. To take Watkins' chain is no small feat, you know.
Watkins has scored. Watkins has scored 7 goals this season. You know.
Yeah, Watkins has scored 7 goals this season.
And more assists.
Yeah.
More assists. He was what? He got so many goals.
19
and assists.
last season.
Yeah, 19 last season and a lot of assists. He's a top player, England international, and he's doing well. But just Duran, with the goals to minutes ratios this season
Crazy.
has been ridiculous. He's been knocking on, and
some of the
he has
places he
had to get
shoots
some-
from and the audacity is just like what, okay, like this guy's reminds me of them old school strikers, old school Premier League
bro, he's
strikers.
got that old school 9 flow about him, man.
Just a bagsman, just wants to shoot.
Bro, he just wants to shoot. He's not concerned for all of this, you know, all round play and all this, man. He's like, I'm on the pitch to score goals, brother.
That's it.
And I like that. And I like that, man.
And it's a
I
shock.
like-
Like they got him from the MLS.
Yeah,
Right.
literally.
There's
Nah,
gems out there.
he's a top talent, and Morgan Rogers in behind him. Serious, those two are having a real good
He's
season.
impossible to take off the ball when he's running, like when he charges.
I like his profile, man. You don't really get there's not a lot of like real dribblers out there, man, as well, like real ball carriers, and he's got that, man.
He's got that Dembele sort of vibe where players just bounce off him as well.
His goal was serious, I can't lie. Just drives. Bro, he's just get off. Bro, he's got that. You know what I mean? Big one there, like, bro, like just that on the chest, like none of that, man. Get off me, man. Bro, guy just falls over. Yeah, Walker bounced off him. Bernardo Silva bounced off him. Little layoff, gets it back. Weak foot, bottom bin. Serious, man. I think with Morgan Rogers, he's still learning.
He's young as well.
Yeah, he's young. He's like 22. He's still learning. But I remember seeing from the Arsenal game, I thought he was quite wasteful in that game. But he played really well.
He was the best midfielder on the pitch.
He was still the best midfielder on the pitch. But I think if, you know, with a top player is able to turn that performance into a match-winning performance.
They should have won that.
Yeah, they should have won that game. And I still thought, but you could see there, like you said, he was still the best midfielder on the pitch. He was still doing quite a few good things. And I think I think he's one that he's going to grow very quickly across in the league. I think it's next season where it's going to be peak, because I think he's got the capability. It's just about like kind of learning, you know, when to pass, when to shoot at the top level, and when to like maybe take one more player on.
Do you think his potential can take him to the next level, to bigger clubs, maybe maybe even back to City where he's?
Yeah, I think the capability is there. He's a very good profile to have. I think it's just depending on his growth. It depends on how he grows, but I think it's definitely there.
Just random question because it just came to mind. Do you think he's better than Morgan Gibbs-White?
They're different types of players.
No, not at the moment.
I think he will be though.
But you think Morgan Gibbs-White is better than him?
No. Yeah, I do think he is.
I'm more impressed by Rodgers. Like, this is my first season actually. Like, seeing Rodgers blossom. I'm more impressed by his like first debut season than I am by Morgan Gibbs-White's. But obviously, Morgan Gibbs-White has more seasons at this level and in the Premier League, so I'll probably go with him first.
Gibbs-White's got some good maturity to his game.
Yeah, that's
how old is he? 24, 25?
Yeah, he's at 24, around that age. Like, he plays, there's certain passes, for instance, that he plays that Rodgers is not even seeing just yet.
But I don't think Gibbs-White he can be at a better club. But I don't feel like he's a...
Gibbs-White screams Spurs to me.
He's not like a top 4 baller to me.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So I think Rodgers has the capability to go one level above that, but we have to see it. I think it's still very early.
Yeah,
it's only a few games into it.
What I want to say is like we're seeing like the City mess right now. Yeah, we saw that Villa game. We've seen the City mess right now. If you look at players like Liam Delap, Rodgers, Palmer, Lavia, who else is in the league? There's so many players City Academy that they could have kept in and brought into the team that would have bolstered their squad. If they had Lavia right now,
Tosin for you, man.
Tosin as well. Yeah. If they had Lavia right now, they wouldn't have this big DM issue. They could replace Rodri with Lavia. There's so many of them that they let go, and they let go to their rivals, and it doesn't really make sense because these are top talents. No. So City needs to be careful, and if they are going to sell their top talents, don't sell them to like rival Premier League teams. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. No, I think you made a good point, man. I made a video on this as well. Like, you know, we used to get onto Chelsea so much for the way that they used to kind of let some of their academy talents go. City have invested a lot into their academy, and they're kind of doing the same things. And I think Rodgers was one on the day. He looked really good. You mentioned Liam Delap. These are good players that have gone by, but I think the ones that are absolute howlers, Lavia and Cole Palmer, those two, are gonna be some of the best players that we've had in the Prem. I'm absolutely convinced. And to let them go, you think about the fact that they've got no understudy for Rodri. Instead, you're playing a man like Calvin Phillips there. I don't know what was the point when you had Lavia there. He would have always been a better player, bro. Should have just delayed it, played Lavia. And I think you're looking at, even when Rodri's like 30 now, it's going to be in a few years where he's...
And the worst part is that City thought they could get away with bringing back Gundogan, who's been absolutely finished this season. And then obviously they signed Kovacic. You signed Kovacic when you would have seen Lavia coming through.
There we go.
Just the decision making at City overall with some of these younger talents.
Doesn't make sense.
It's diabolical. It's disgraceful.
Let's cook them. Let's cook them. Because nobody cooks City.
Nobody cooks City.
The only young talent they've brought into their main team is Foden. I know they're trying with Oscar Foden and Rico Lewis. But there's so many more from that academy that could have changed the squad. I don't understand.
Lavia and Palmer, game changers.
Game changers. You know Brahim Diaz?
Yeah.
He plays
I don't think
They had Sancho.
They had
He was in my video as well. They had Jadon Sancho. Instead, you spent 100 million on Grealish.
It doesn't
It's
make
bad.
sense.
It's
Bro,
bad.
It's bad.
And I genuinely, you see the way the City season is going, yeah?
Go on.
Like, I can't lie, it's beautiful to watch.
It is.
It's beautiful. And
One
you know
winning 12.
they're going about it in such a disgraceful way as well.
What do you mean?
Like the Kyle Walker incident against Man United. I saw Grealish throwing up 3 yesterday
to his Villa to the Villa
fans.
Damn,
It's awful to watch, and I just hope these players like Cole Palmer, Lavia, Sancho, whoever else there is out there, name yourselves, just come back and haunt these players.
you know everyone who scores against them, all their ex-players, they all celebrate.
Yeah, why not?
They didn't enjoy being at that club too.
Why not? If you're there as an academy boy, it's not that deep. But no, it is actually quite beautiful to see. And just what you mentioned there, like, I'm loving the way that I can see it it's affecting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, and they're starting to get that head loss. Like you see Grealish doing the 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the other day, Foden kind of like,
on his social media.
posting on his social media. Bernardo Silva, we've seen him in interviews, like you said about Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz. He's come out in interviews.
Yes.
He's talking about you. Do you realize who you're talking to? I'm loving the head loss.
The interview didn't even say anything like that.
No, he didn't even say anything. I said, you do realize you're speaking to the vice captain of a team that has won 6 out of 7 or whatever he was going on about. I was thinking, bro, you have head loss, bro. Pep is there doing self-harm.
The thing is with Pep, I can't lie. Seeing Pep's head loss in 4K, it's amazing to watch. He's
beautiful.
Scratching his head, he's scratching himself. He's on the side, on the touchline, he's going crazy. But at the same time, I like Pep. Even though there's this around him, you know what I mean, controversies around him. He's brought a lot. It's the players I don't like. People like Kyle Walker, people like Foden, people like Ruben Diaz. I love seeing the head loss. I love it. Please, I just hope it continues.
How did they fix it?
How do they fix it? Well, I mean, at the moment they don't have their players. I think they're a lot better than this. Listen, I don't think they're gonna. Well, then they're not. They're definitely not gonna challenge for the league, but they can finish top 4. I think it's a mentality thing. I think confidence is low right now. They need to just start playing with some of that intensity that they've had for so long. I think they just need to get it back up. The leaders of that changing room.
You don't think Pep should change a tactic to kind of help that?
When I look at the way that they play, I don't know if tactically there's a problem. They just let games pass them by. I don't know. Like, if you man think that there's a sort of tactical problem there, then let me know. But I just think they just let games pass them by. They look quite toothless in attack. It's quite easy to also attack against them.
And when they score, I always get the sense other team can still win this game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you've got a few players in that team who just aren't on the same wavelength. So when you're watching, obviously when you had KDB and Haaland going off, it was like Haaland knows where to run, KDB knows where to pass it and go. But obviously when I'm watching Doku play on the left wing, and then if you watch Haaland at the same time, he doesn't know when to go to the front post, when to go to the back post, because Doku's he's so jinky and he's got his own thoughts on what he wants to do in this situation. So I just think there's maybe a little bit of disjointedness and probably a lot of obviously, and then there's Savinho as well. Players are still trying to adjust to him. You don't really know what he's gonna do on that side of the pitch, and he's not very direct and he cuts in. So I think it's a combination of them having a lack of attacking spark as well, which is why we have to look at Phil Foden as an attacking midfielder and somebody who won the PFA last year. People regard as not even one of the best talents, one of the best players in the world, and he's not able to hold down the attacking, the creativity for City. That's horrible. But I think there's that, and then I think it's probably a bit of fatigue that's kicked in as well. These guys have played a ridiculous amount of games in each season, and they've played season after season. Someone like Bernardo Silva,
international tournaments
as well. So it's probably a bit of that as well.
Yeah, 100%.
But I love to see it.
Cool. I was just looking if there was any interesting matches to preview, and to be honest, there's not really big games coming up. So, any last bonus topics?
Transfer window.
Oh, January transfer window. Well, we've spoken about Rashford going.
We've got to say, what does each of our team need for the January transfer window to win the league?
Should we go across the top 6 quickly?
Just our 3 teams.
No, do the top 6. Well, it's not just Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal fans watching. Oh, by the way, you guys know. I think so just wanted to point out that we didn't cover it there. So yeah,
you would have drew you also to Everton as well.
What, us?
Yeah.
If we had played that game, we would have 100%. We might have lost. I'm so thankful that game didn't go ahead. In those stormy conditions, I'm saying some sort of whip corner comes into the
Tarkowski header.
Them man set the nastiest deep block. I'm so glad we didn't play that game, man. But cool. Should we start from the top of the table? I think that makes sense. So Liverpool, what do I think we need?
Left back.
Yeah. I can't lie. I want to go for 2. Well, I think left back is the big priority. Listen, Robertson's not quite up to the standard. I've shared my views on that. I don't want to do more on a Liverpool legend. I also think I would like some more cover in midfield as well.
What?
Like a DM.
Okay.
We need.
Who's the 2 players?
So I don't know. So Kirkes at Bournemouth, I like him. Apparently, we're kind of linked to him. I've seen him play quite a bit this season. Looks lively. Good on the ball. I think he'd be a good fit for us. In terms of a DM, I think we need a volume passer. Now, I don't know who exactly it is. Zubamendi obviously is a good profile, but I don't want that guy anymore. So someone of his profile. Yeah, no, it's just
cheeky bid for Bruno Guimaraes.
Oh, he would be nice, but he's
can't afford him.
Newcastle will ask for 100 million, and I don't think he's worth that.
You don't?
No, I don't think Bruno. I think
Bruno Guimaraes is one of the better midfielders in the Premier League.
I think so as well. Better, not like he's not part of the elite category though.
If Caicedo could go for 100 mil, why can't Bruno Guimaraes?
Number one, I think 100 mil for Caicedo was a lot.
Fair enough. That was the price that was.
Yeah, I think it was a lot. I think Brighton just knew that DMs at the moment are quite coveted over, and Chelsea are easy to fleece.
Chelsea, well, how much did you bid?
Yeah, I don't know why we came in with that bid,
cool.
but you were
just remember.
No, but we came in with that bid because Chelsea had taken you up to a certain
You're
valuation.
trying to blame Chelsea on this. You lot got involved in the exact same thing.
I think I wouldn't spend more than 80 for Bruno. But he's a good midfielder though. He's a top midfielder. He's a top player. But I don't know if Bruno's as good as Caicedo. Caicedo's unbelievable.
I rate Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
First.
If Bruno was to come to Liverpool, would he take the role from Gravenberch?
Might play I think depends. Might play together.
Okay.
Might take McAllister's chain because Gravenberch is a bit. He's like a duel. He wins the duels and he drives, and then you want to pass her next to him almost. Yeah. So I think it just depends how Slot wants to kind of do it. So I think actually want Gravenberch next to a volume pass. I like McAllister still, but I think you want another option there. McAllister's a bit vertical with his passes.
Yeah.
And I want someone more that just can help kill games off with the way that they just pass and control, and I think that suits Slot's football a lot as well. But we'll see.
Good analysis.
Oh, thank you. Cool. Chelsea, second place.
All right, cool. So there's three things Chelsea need to think about in the transfer window. Obviously, recently we've seen what's happened with Mudryk, and apparently he must have taken some Russian super soldier drug.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's looking to get a ban, which I'm quite happy about because
Oh my God.
it's Mikhailo Mudryk. So I feel like if possible we can look at another left winger.
Quite a lot though that can still play there. But first,
We've got players who can play there, but our only other left winger is Sancho and George. I feel like Neto is a right winger, even though he can play on the left.
Cool.
But the most important position,
we ain't got more time. You need one.
the most important positions are centre back and goalkeeper.
Okay, cool.
I feel like with Badiashile's injury right now, Wesley Fofana's injury, we got to sign a centre back in January, someone who to partner Colwell. And if it's the right centre back, it can push us to that next level where we are ready for the title. Of course, we're going to need to improve Sanchez as well. There's reports about Kobel from Dortmund. We're looking at him. I don't know if he's good enough. But
so what would be the one?
If I can only sign one, it'll be centre back.
Get a centre back.
Yeah.
Okay, to partner Colwell.
Yeah.
Cool.
One Arsenal could sign one player or one position. I'd have to go striker.
Okay.
I think just adding a bagsman to this team, it just transforms everything. Ideally, you'd want to get somebody like Isak, who can run in behind, can link up play, can score goals and everything like that. That would be an ideal target. But at the same time, even though I don't rate him that much, but someone like Gyökeres, wherever, I think he could be a good option. But a striker, a bagsman for Arsenal.
A striker that wants goals, first,
high priority.
All right, the other clubs, who's after Arsenal, who's next in the big six, in the table?
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, well, not them. The big six club.
That's next in the table. That's what you asked the question.
Listen, next in the, is it
United?
City, I think it's City. Oh,
Just skip Nottingham Forest.
they need a DM.
City.
Yeah, City need a DM because they need better Rodri cover. Kovacic gets injured too much, and I don't think he's naturally that type of player.
If I was City, I'd go for a right winger.
I'd go for an attacker as well, like a blockbuster attacker.
Yeah. I think they could do with that as well, but not always the easiest in January.
Okay,
I think they could do with that as well. I think that's fair. Oh, do
Spurs.
you want to do Nottingham Forest then? Or?
I don't know.
Since you were saying Spurs need
a new manager.
They need a centre back.
Yeah, because of all these injuries.
And
Dragusin, I don't think is good.
I don't think he suits their system. I think he's an alright pure defender, but he doesn't suit their system. He's also not the brightest at times. So I think in Postecoglou's system, it's just a lot being a defender anyway.
Yeah. One with a bit of pace as well. It's not too bad.
I'd go CM for Tottenham. I'll go for a centre midfielder.
could
Obviously,
do
they
it
got
that as well.
Basuma and the other.
Basuma's been crap for
Basuma's on
ages.
and off. Sa, I don't rate that much. I'd probably go centre midfielder.
They've got a young centre midfielder that's quite good that they should
I
be
can't
playing.
remember his name though.
what Bergwijn.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a young English one. Can't remember what his name is. He's quite good. Maybe he should be starting. He's good at like linking up play from midfield as well.
Is that not Archie Gray? Oh no,
There's
so
another you, but I can't remember his name.
Oh okay.
We've seen him in like the Europa League a couple of times.
Oh okay, maybe I haven't seen him. And then last Man United, the whole 11. The whole 11. United needs so much.
They need a centre midfielder.
I'd go centre midfielder.
Yeah, they need a centre midfielder bad. Yeah,
The
I
profiles
think.
they have don't make sense in that.
Yeah, I think they struggled today because Ugarte got a yellow card, and then he was being he was trying to be a bit careful when he was on the yellow because the game was quite end to end. So then Amorim took him off. And then when he took him off, he then played Bruno Fernandes and Mainu in the pivot because he doesn't really like Casemiro because he doesn't have the legs. He doesn't like Eriksen because he doesn't have the legs. So then he's got Mainu and Bruno in the pivot there. Bournemouth just started running through. It was crazy. Oh, there's a goal, the Semedo's goal. Mainu loses the ball. Tracking back is awful. Bruno's there trying to like hold it down in that as the only one in the holding mid, and there's so much, and they just dog walk them, man.
I don't think Amorim has any midfield profiles that he actually wants.
Yeah, I don't think for that double pivot position. I don't think he does. He wants two like workhorses in there
Who are decent on the ball as
yeah,
well.
who are decent on the ball. He wants he wants a completely different. I think he'd probably want like a Caicedo kind of Gravenberch kind of
something like
pivot in there. That seems like what he had at Lisbon. Like
Bruno
boom, boom.
Guimaraes and
Yeah.
someone,
Two guys are good on ball and they just do. But yeah, he doesn't have that at all. So they really need that.
And the worst part is like you doubt United are going to be able to get that type of quality.
Yeah.
for their team.
And they really need that as well because the back three plays quite high. They need that for that protection as well. So yeah. Then I think they need centre backs as well. I think they need attackers. I'm telling you, they need a lot. They do. They need an attacker, especially if Rashford goes. They do need centre backs. They could have left centre back side. Nobody suits that. Evans is still playing.
Crazy,
They
bro.
probably need wing backs.
We need to get rid of Lindelof because
Lindelof is still
The
the
wing
club.
back situation is a myth.
Is a myth as well. They need a wing back or two.
we have no natural wing backs at that.
No, bro, it's bad.
It's bad.
That's what these men are. That's what these men are trying to.
He's gonna have to change.
Ratcliffe
the
is
system.
going around with his.
So
Yeah, he has to change the system.
Bro.
Like the players he has does not suit what he's trying to do at all. I get it. You come to a league, it's like I'm still gonna try and enforce like my tactics, my beliefs, my philosophy, and everything like that. But it's like at the end of the day, you come into a situation, you assess what you have, and you deal with what you have first.
I feel like he shouldn't have joined United mid-season.
Nah.
If he joined end of season before transfer window, where he can get at least some profiles that was helping.
It's
football.
too much for him. It's too much.
I don't think he probably didn't deep how bad it is though. I don't think anyone does because if you're not in this country and you don't know United through and through, you'll never think it's as bad as it is. It's like AC Milan, for instance, they haven't been where they wanted to be. We know that they're not where they need to be, but nobody really knows deep unless you're watching that.
My problem is if he changes his tactics, will he ever go back?
I think you should keep to your tactics.
Okay.
You can go back eventually when you get your players. I think Arteta had, when he first came, I think he had the same conundrum as well, where he had to go to like a 3-4-3 for a bit, which wasn't his natural style. Not that Arteta
The football was good when you did
the football
that.
was okay, but not that Arteta's like the golden standard or whatever. But you saw him come in and he changed it, and then he went back to his 4-3-3. So I think that's what he's gonna have to do, because the way he's setting out the team right now, it looks worse. Like when I'm looking at the players in the positions on paper, it looks worse than if it was just a 4-2-3-1.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably does. It does.
If it was a 4-2-3-1, like United, they still look decent. But when I see them in this I
don't know, but
it looks
feel like
bad.
this United team have got always so much with managers adapting to more pragmatic or styles that suit them that they kind of might need this pain. But anyway, man, I think Ineos have realised it. That's why they've got probably like the whole of the big four working to like try and reorganise the backroom staff and everything and sack
you working on
people. Please. But anyhow, man, on that note, yeah, man, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and all of that lovely stuff. We'll be back probably next week. Is it? Yeah, probably next week. Maybe it might be a Christmas break. I think it might be Christmas break. And then we'll be back in the new year anyway. So, man, we love you guys, man. See you in the new year.